Classic League Podcast time! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 256 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. What is going on, man?
Oh, Thanksgiving.
I'm excited to talk about Thanksgiving. I had a good Thanksgiving. How was yours overall?
It was all right. I mean, It was, turkey, food, dressing.
We had an unorganized. We have got a pretty big family, and without realizing it, we got the best plate of turkey and a couple of other things that people were coming to our table. Like, how the hell we're still at the kids' table, even though I'm in my mid-30s. So the kids' table got hooked up this year. It was awesome.
Sweet.
Usually, that's not the case. I got to play some video games. My 7-year-old, second cousin. What's your cousin's kid?
Yeah, second cousin. We'll go with that.
7-year-old second cousin of mine. We were jamming out to some Mario Kart 8, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So, outside of a nice Thanksgiving, traditional stuff, any other cool things? We've been gone for 2 weeks.
It's in the announcements, but...
Oh, wait a minute. I did see something.
I finished something that was a huge undertaking.
I saw that and wasn't sure. Let's talk about what you've done.
Okay. I finished cataloging my entire collection.
So when did that process start?
Goodness, months ago.
Okay.
Months ago I started it.
What tools are you using? Did you use an app or software, a website, a Google spreadsheet, Notepad?
An Excel spreadsheet and my eyeballs.
You might want to import that to Google Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll still read well. You'll be able to edit it, and you'll have it on your phone if you're at a game store and you're not sure if you have something or not.
Yeah, that's a good idea. How do you do
that? So months and months of. What are some fun stats that you found?
Okay, so do you want to go question and answer? I ask a question, you guess. How many M&Ms are in this jar?
Yeah, okay. Yes. I'd like to guess.
All right.
That sounds fun. Okay, ask me a question.
All right. How many games do you think are in the shelves behind me?
The shelves behind you.
Yeah. That is just so I can clarify. I cataloged all of my physical copies.
Okay.
So it's not like my Steam list, and everything that I own is behind me.
Oh, okay. So this is a total allotment, pretty much. Give or take a handful of games. Okay.
How many physical games do you think I own?
I thought you got insane enough to the living room has 45 of my Super Nintendo carts, and the shelves behind you, and that's your. See, the shelves, I was gonna guess 238.
Okay.
But when you said the whole collection, I'm going to go with 812.
Ooh, okay. Not bad. Most people undercut. I have 695.
I went a little strong with my adjustment there.
Yeah.
695 physical games that you can just play.
Yep.
Holy smokes, man. That's pretty rad. You've done this through a very long and tenuous process. It's not like you went to eBay and bought a 700-game lot.
Right. This is decades of collecting.
Yeah, that is freaking sweet. Zarek guessed 150 to 200.
He was off by a little bit.
It wasn't until you threw in the "it's all behind me" that I had to ramp up.
Yeah.
I was way off, too. Okay, so ask me another trivia question.
Okay, so what I don't know, do I want to go straight for worth, like total worth?
I assume you're going to ask me to. So you can. Okay. Before we get to that, what's every category that could be associated with the game? Title, year, release date, approximate value. Like what criteria have you used?
The only thing I did was I separated them by system. I included handhelds.
Okay.
So like I included my DS, my 3DS. I added the value of the system in with the collection's worth. So it's not just the games.
Okay. That makes sense. That way you can justify this stuff to Kim.
Right.
We got a second kid on the way, but don't worry, my video games are going to pay off. Okay, so, yes, ask me some value questions.
Okay, so what do you think is... I'm having trouble pulling it up. This has already gone horribly wrong.
See, you need to get it in Google Drive, man.
Yeah, I do. So what do you think the total worth is?
Oh, the whole shebang. You seem unembarrassed to say it, so I'm gonna have to put a comma. Do I get to the fifth digit? So total value, Zarek's guessing 15 grand. I was gonna go a little short of that. I was gonna go north of 10, less than 15. I was thinking 12. I'm gonna go 13. 13 grand.
So I used a site called pricecharting.com.
Yeah.
And I think another one called Game Price Now.
I've not heard of that one. I've heard of the video game price charting.
Yeah. But as of right now, it's of course an approximation.
Sure.
But after everything was totaled, over $22,000.
Holy shit! Now that would take a lot of time to get full value for every item.
Right.
So the joke a couple years ago about having a retro game 401k, way more accurate than I ever could have imagined. Wow, over 20 grand.
Yeah.
And stuff. Now you haven't spent 20 grand.
Correct.
Which is crazy. You've had a lot of games hit big. You've gotten some that you spent $50 on a cart that has now, got hundreds of dollars in the estimated value.
Mm.
That's awesome. At $22,000. Wow. Throw it on eBay and the internet can scorn you for trying to price gouge. That's crazy. Vipricky said close to 700. He's got some Haganes sprinkled in there, a bunch of... So here's... Do you have this information? Can I guess if you had to isolate one system's total? Can I pick your most valuable system collection? And just
Yes.
that. Like, would I know if your Super Nintendo collection is worth more than your TurboGrafx collection? Just bottom number, not per game, not the system, just all of it. I'm going to guess that I'm between Super Nintendo and Sega CD, because you've got some rarities on the Sega CD.
I do.
I'm going to, because you've shown too many SNES carts that have blown my mind. I'm going to go with the Super Nintendo as your most valuable lot of game system.
You would be correct.
All right. Zarek guessed TurboGrafx, so he knew that the CD-based stuff, you've got some dark horses in there. And then the singular most valuable game, if you were to sell it today, I don't know which one it is, but I'm going to guess there's a comma in that as well. Do you think you got one that you can get $1,000 for?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Not quite.
Maybe 600.
Oh, okay. All right. And this is without a little Samson.
Yeah. like Hagane.
Yeah, that would have been my guess. That or Snatcher probably would have been my guess as your most valuable carts.
Yeah.
But your Snatcher is complete, and I don't know what that market is right now.
I think it's around. I think it's like 285.
Oh, okay. I'm so
think
used to these inflated video game prices that I'm hearing less than $300 for a Snatcher, and I'm like, that's a value.
Right.
It's crazy.
I wish eBay went back far enough where I could see like Hagane. Oh, I paid $60 for that. Now it's worth 10 times that much.
Yeah, see how good your investment portfolio has done?
Yeah.
That would be sweet. Man. So, do you think you suffer from the same issue I do? Where the more valuable something I have is on the secondary market, the less likely I am to actually get rid of it?
Right. Yes. 100%.
I hate that. I wish that was... It doesn't make any sense. It's not logical in any way. Damn. That's cool, man. $22,000. That had to feel good when you were done. Like, oh, all this tedious crap I've been doing. At least there was a nice number at the end.
Yeah, because I took all of the values, like all the, what are they called? The cells.
Yeah.
And added them up, and I like put them in this long formula. And I had them already, and then I was just like, dun, 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 click. And I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh. Because I was like, man, I don't know if I'll even break 10,000. That'd be cool if I broke 10,000.
You sure you didn't have an asterisk instead of a plus sign in there somewhere in that formula?
Right. I multiplied Hagane
by 2.
Terraform.
Yeah. Well, if you could get off in a real little bit there. If you have NES Golf for $1.50, do that a couple times. Like that could stagger it pretty crazy there. So, yeah, that's freaking sweet, man. Let's see here. That's going to be it for, I guess, the exciting stuff up front. So, you want to talk about some news?
Let's do it.
First thing in the news, with this whole Battlefront 2 situation, there are some U.S. lawmakers, not just Belgium, but now there's a senator or a House Representative, congressperson in Hawaii asking to have the government look into loot boxes. He calls it a glorified... It was a great line. Something like a glorified Star Wars slot machine or something like that. It's like, damn, that makes... That's really accurate. And I guess, and I don't know if it was a joke or not, but I heard someone say that he said it's a trap while he was expressing... But they said it was excellent. They said it was so deadpan that they couldn't tell if it was a reference or not. Like if
I very seriously doubt it. I think he was just saying it's a trap.
That warms my heart if he accidentally stumbled into that. Yeah, be prick. He's also got some really expensive systems in there too. So I mean that's all that it's now gotten so out of hand that there are people lobbying and our U.S. government to take action over this, and that's a disappointing thing. Having a government get involved in an art form just sucks. It sucks in movies. It sucks in music. I'm okay with it in most performance art, like the weird stuff that people do on this. I'm kidding. I'll be consistent. But it's just one of those things where it's disappointing that a gaming juggernaut has come on, and it sucks because they have a duty to their public company, so EA has to show their best effort to maximize profit. And unfortunately, they forgot to design I guess a fun game from... I haven't played it. I'm not interested in playing it. So let's try to think of a way that maybe, like, what could appease lawmakers, because they're just concerned that these dopamine hit type of interactions that slot machines and winning in games can produce, but winning in a game of chance, they're concerned about little kids being exposed to this early. So I understand that, but there's got to be a better way than government legislation. There should be. Do we need like an ESRB for gaming, or would a disclaimer, do you think, might work?
Best case scenario is this is just some saber rattling, and they're looking to get some votes, like whatever their stupid campaign commercial. They'll have a little blurb in there about how they're protecting your kids from video games. Other than that, I mean, there are end user agreements.
Yeah, but those are such a mess now. So I get to the point where I can't think of a good solution other than like parents need to monitor this stuff, and
that's it.
Like
that's it.
And if there's just an extra step to try to verify age, maybe where it's more than a drop down.
Oh yeah, okay. Maybe, I don't know.
But even then, I don't know how you like. That's got to be spoofable pretty easily, right? And 13 or 14-year-old kids can figure out how to get around. Like they can socially engineer with the best of them.
It should just be like it's like a picture of a VHS, and it's like, what is this? And you have to put in VHS, or it doesn't let you in.
Yeah, okay, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, what was the inspiration for the save icon? You know, if you can't,
right? Yeah. This is Clarissa. What does she explain?
That'd be great. There's that channel Awesome that I like with Doug Walker, the guy with the glasses. One of the actresses on his channel has a spoof in their intro, and her name's Tamara, and she like spells her name out like Clarissa explains it all, and she watches movies that people are shocked she hasn't seen. It's a good show, but I guess I wouldn't mind an ESRB approach with labeling having to like if you're putting loot boxes in your game, we're gonna fuck up your packaging.
Yeah, okay.
Gonna put ratings on it. We're gonna say includes gambling inspired stuff. Like some way to communicate on the box, I think might suffice most government stuff, because that's what they would do anyways.
Yeah.
And then have this first year where they ID people, like when American Pie came out in the movies. Bill Clinton got all huffy puffy, and movie theaters were IDing kids to see in our movie. I don't know, maybe just that, just good labeling. Like,
yeah,
they do that in other countries with cigarettes. Just
like a video game Surgeon General's warning.
Yeah. I let people know this is what you're buying and try to take their marketing ability away. And that way, because it's not fair to let full-grown adults, if we were rich, we wouldn't care. We'd just buy it. I wouldn't mind being a whale. If I had $20 million, I would be a mobile game whale. I wouldn't care. Like, what's the difference? So it wouldn't be fair to restrict certain things, and I'm using an extreme here, but it's not fair to a lot of other people to cater to just a few people that might have an issue. I don't know. Packaging, I think, would maybe be the best solution. I don't want to make gameplay elements like that illegal. I mean, if you
I agree.
If you have the DraftKings stuff, that daily sports betting thing that's technically legal, come on. Like, leave video games alone. Yes, it's manipulative, but games have always been manipulative.
Yeah.
Give me parents and packaging, and we're good.
The last thing I want is the government involved in anything.
If it's not defense,
yeah,
and some infrastructure stuff, I get real sketchy.
Right, and half of the time that's not even a good idea.
No, you're right. That's just that's the bed we've made. So. And because of all of this goes into our next news story, and that is that EA's company valuation is down $3 billion after Battlefront 2's fiasco. That sounds like an enormous number.
It does.
I guess their stock is still up over the year, regardless of that fact. So it's monopoly money. That's a number that I can't wrap my mind around, but it's worth mentioning. It's going to get a good headline.
I bet, the people at the top took note.
Yes, clearly. And I mean, it's not like $3 billion didn't hurt the stock price.
Right.
It's just $3 billion you would think would be crippling.
Right.
But
right. It's not like EA's going
bankrupt now.
Yeah. Right.
This is a tangent, and it's just another giant number. So, Arby's, right?
Mm-hmm.
The company that owns Arby's just bought BW3s for like $2.4 billion.
I saw that.
In cash.
Okay.
Like, that is rich guy. I'm walking in with a duffel bag, walking out with a Lamborghini. Like, part of me thinks there was just an ego involved. Like, I can just buy BW3s today.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was all in ones. It was just like pallets and pallets of $1 bills.
Oh, that would be... There was a kid in high school that got a $100 parking ticket or something like that. He got an insane parking violation from the high school that he had a huge fine for. And he went and did it all in pennies. And they refused it. But he took the time to get like $100 in pennies to try to pay his parking ticket or whatever it was. Part of me wanted to... I have some BW3 spicy garlic sauce. Mm-hmm. Part of me wanted to go to Arby's today and put spicy garlic on an Arby's sandwich and tweet it out with something like, finally... see if we could get a couple bites on Twitter, but I'm like, that's too big that's too much for a gag for me. I'm not clever enough on that stuff. It just comes out forced.
Yeah. That happens to me so many times where I have a tweet like written down and then I'll sit there and think about it. I go, nope, just delete it.
Yeah. I'm like, I know there's something really good here. I just can't mold the clay.
Yeah. It would have been awesome if EA was like, yeah, we're down $3 billion. We got to close down Respawn. Sorry.
Oh, no. Oh, God, that would...
Just immediately shut them down.
I'd be heartbroken because this is little peek ahead. I'm in love with Titanfall 2. So the fact that there's a third one coming and, oh, man, if EA just squashed that, I'd be upset. I just...
EA gets pissed, so they just immediately execute a hostage.
Yeah. That would have been a better tweet to like send EA a picture of the spicy garlic bottle and be like, you could have had this and Titanfall's still alive. So yeah, Zarek going back, he says, I don't, Zarek says, I don't think he wrote his own speech because he for sure said it's a trap. And after he said it's a Star Wars themed gambling thing targeting children. So Zarek's thinking that the guy was someone threw that in there that was writing his speech for him is what I think he's getting at, which makes more sense. Vprick says, that's what most things come down to, Scott. Good parenting. Yep. Absolutely. And, Yasha Kitten, good to see you. So, that's it. We don't know finances, so we're just throwing out big numbers and talking about them. So the next thing that's coming up here is really freaking cool. Someone made a Cuphead custom arcade cabinet. Like I adore Cuphead. Like, so every little Cuphead thing I see, I want. But I think even if I wasn't such a fan, there's an Xbox One S limited edition that's a yellow Cuphead with custom controllers.
Cool.
Like the coolest looking system I may have ever seen. It's just awesome. And I don't even like yellow, but it's something about it just, they also like the vinyl's too expensive. The packaging of the vinyl, it's all like black and gold leafed. It's like, but an arcade cabinet, man. It looks great. That's kind of all that there is to say about it. Do you know what? Like, I don't know. It has like an old Pong feel. It's a very blank. There's no like bezel. It's just very simple. It fits. There's just something about the aesthetic of this game. It is. Let's see if I can give a shout out to somebody. They do. I'll have the Polygon article linked. I apologize for the person that made the cabinet. I don't know their name at the moment. So, also, I guess I'm going to jump a story up here. Did you happen to see this Kotaku article about people doing artwork as though it was? So they did Dark Souls art, like a Dark Souls boss, but in the Cuphead style.
Yes.
So neat.
Very cool.
It's very impressive when an artist can remix things in this kind of way. It does look like Dark Souls, and it is in the Cuphead style.
Yeah. It's somebody said it was either in the story or in the comments, but they said this is what is so awesome about potential Cuphead DLC.
Oh God, yes.
How cool would that be?
Oh man. It just gets me thinking about what Super Meat Boy had there, where they had the internets, where it was just the wide open character or the pre-Mario Maker type stuff. They had the level creator and the fan stuff. Could you imagine with assets like this, Cuphead might be able to have a fan made like DLC thing too. Like the possibilities are really big with. Oh my God, I can't wait for Cuphead to not be PC and Xbox. I will absolutely buy it and replay it on the Switch. There's no question about it. It's funny. I end up spending so much money on these indie games. It's weird. Like I bought Rocket League again for the third time. I've probably given them. I think I've given them
several rounds of beers.
Yes, several rounds. but I still feel like a cheap ass. How long have I been playing Rocket League? 2 years?
Yeah, at least 2 years.
I think I've spent $70 on that game. I'm getting my money's worth. It's great. So, I don't know. I just like seeing... I think it also spoke to me because you haven't really played Cuphead. Mm-hmm. I haven't played Dark Souls. But right now, that's like two of our favorite games and favorite series. So it reminds me of our podcast a bit, seeing that kind of a mashup. So next up, did you get a chance to see The Rock in the Rampage movie trailer?
Oh my goodness gracious, did I ever. So my favorite part of this trailer, have you seen the whole thing?
I did. Just once, though.
Same. My favorite part was, so the The Rock has a monkey friend named George, and George, because of science, goes on a rampage. I don't want to spoil the trailer for you guys, but here you go. And at one point, it's supposed to be dramatic, but at one point in the trailer, Rock goes, "George!" like that. And it's like cut in between where he's like actually like probably murdering people.
Okay.
Because he's a giant monkey being pissed. But The Rock says he delivers the line like he's trying to get his attention over like music playing in his earbuds. So it's already quality entertainment. It's going to be
I was hoping
a movie.
I was hoping that there was like a George of the Jungle reference in there that I just missed.
There's got to be.
I'm sure that there is at some point. Is George the name of the because this is based on the NES or the arcade game, not the NES port, right?
I assume, yeah.
Is George the name of the monkey in that too?
I don't know.
Or the gorilla? As I was watching the trailer, I kept thinking, of course, it felt like a 90s video game adaptation, like Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Because it's like, they're going to slap Rampage on the name, and it's going to be about The Rock and a monkey. Like, there's already really good monkey movies out right now. Then they showed then the wolf came in. I'm like, all right, but they're still doing the close, but not quite there sort of thing. And at the very end of the trailer, they tease the lizard and crocodile. I just know the NES version so well. Mm-hmm. That's clearly not a crocodile in the NES game. Is the
right, yeah? Well, but I think they're trying to like anchor it in reality.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Is that the case? They're trying to anchor it in reality, or if I were to go to the video game or the arcade game, it would have clearly like a crocodile on it. I just picture the boss and turtles when I think of an arcade croc.
Right.
So I'm having a hard time picturing. Yeah. Oh, Ken Myers says that Rampage was one of his favorite PS1 games. I remember being blown away that it came out on the 64. Like,
yeah,
oh, they did another one of these, huh?
Right.
I like Rampage. It's really boring and monotonous, but something about it. I love that game.
Kind of one of those Zen games you just kind of sit down and...
Yeah, and it's never with somebody I would play games with regularly. It's always somebody that's over here that's like, "Oh man, you got Rampage?"
Yeah.
Put it in the AVS. Let's go. I'll play some Rampage. Because out of my living room, I don't have my NES carts are based on co-op stuff,
and
then there's a couple sprinklings of old timers in there, but they're not my favorites. So Rampage wouldn't be, if it was my favorites, Rampage wouldn't make the shelf. But since they're on display and they're meant to be played, Rampage makes the cut.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
What was the PS1 strategy game with orcs and knights? Was it Vandal Hearts?
I didn't have a PS1. I did briefly, but I never really used it and gave it away. I acquired it from a guy in the fraternity that I was in. When he was moving out, was going to throw it away. So I took it and his games and played a little, like FIFA maybe. And then I threw it out at the end of the year and gave it to somebody else.
There's your problem.
It was, I mean, dude, it would have been so smoke filled, like, wouldn't even be worth. I will watch a disaster movie with The Rock if it is based on Rampage. I didn't see, was it San Andreas or whatever?
It's from the same director.
Yeah, I knew it was from, was he also in 2012? Did this director do 2012 as well?
I think that was just John Cusack.
Okay.
Cusack.
I always said Q, like a cue ball.
John Cusack. Yeah, that's right. That's what I always say.
I'm not confident it is, though.
But I'll say anything.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I will look forward to renting this on Amazon or Vudu or whatever when it comes out. There's no doubt. I'll see a UHD version streamable on Vudu and I'll buy it. I know I will. It just sounds.
I've totally been slacking and not putting the news in the comments. Sorry, guys.
Some co-host you are. So let's talk about a mom suing a video game company. So here's a rundown of some things, because this feels like it's so the people that made Fortnite are getting sued by a mom because they banned her son from the game for using a cheat. And at first I think, what's an idiot parent? Like, what's she doing? And then you read through some of the claims and it's like, wow, both parties are really being dumb here. I think the mom's out of line. I think the video game company's out of line in certain parts. So we have a Kotaku article. I'll read through some of the highlights here. So, according to the article, I'll read this. It says, she has addressed the court directly through a letter which attacks Epic's handling of the case on a number of grounds. So, again, there was a big banning, and it's one of them was a 14-year-old kid, and she says that Fortnite's terms require parental consent for minors, and that she never gave consent. That's an eye roller. Shut up, Mom. Give me a break. No, so you didn't give him an Xbox? You didn't give him the ability to play this game? He did it all on his own, outside of your home? Not buying that. She says the case is based on a loss of profits. Here, I think she has a great argument here, but argues that it's a free-to-play video game and that in order to prove a loss, Epic would need to provide a statement certifying that Rogers' cheating directly caused mass profit loss. I do believe they could come up with that, because they could say, ever since there was cheating, our player base went down by this much because the legit players. I think that'd be provable. But that's a nice little point she's got there, I think. Debunkable, but way better than that first point. Like, you actually have to argue about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first one still, it's like, she's like, I didn't give consent. Yes, you did. Period. If she allowed him to play video games at her house, she gave consent. I'm sorry. That's just how that works, in my opinion. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. For the most part, I think implicit consent, not explicit.
Yes.
Which I think
I would love to hear the legal, how that falls. She claims that by going after individual players rather than the website selling or providing the software necessary to cheat in an online game, Epic is using the 14-year-old as a scapegoat. I think there's some validity there, potentially.
Yeah, they're trying to make an example of them.
Yeah, I remember kids in high school getting in trouble, and they were made examples of. I saw some pretty harsh suspensions or stuff like that. So she's probably onto something there, but I don't think that that's necessarily a valid reason to sue somebody.
Yeah.
Based on that alone. I mean, maybe there's more to it.
Yeah, but if everything but that got shot down, I don't think she'd have much of a leg to stand on.
Yeah, exactly. And then she says, finally, the mother says that by releasing her son's name publicly in conjunction with the move that Epic has now violated Delaware's laws related to the release of information on minors. Ooh, she's got him there. Like, that's clear as day. She is correct on that. There was another one, I forget here, but basically part of the issue is that Epic is claiming not only loss of profit but copyright infringement. I think because of the way of in a similar way that using code for a benefit that's someone else's intellectual property is been deemed illegal. I think Epic's arguing that using the cheat in that way is infringing on their copyright. And the mom, I believe the mom's like, that's bullshit because he's a minor. And he didn't develop the software. He used software that was made. And I don't know legally how to weed through that quagmire.
Right.
But it's a hell of a case. Like, what an interesting thing. You know, you make a mom mad.
Yeah.
And you got Beverly Goldberg suing you in the public eye. We got some good stuff in chat. Zarek says, screw that kid, and the mom is even worse. She's clearly one of those moms that yells at people for telling her poorly, never raised, disciplined child. Ken also says, speaking of moms trying to sue, a kid got banned for a few weeks for hacking a Minecraft server, and the mom contacted the server owner threatening to call the cops. Man, I would get in trouble by my parents. They would not go after the person I was getting illegal stuff from or being bad with. They'd be like, you were doing what?
Yeah.
Done. Video games, no TV, no video games, no phone.
You'd be like Zero Cool at the beginning of Hackers. You wouldn't be able to go near a phone.
Yes. I know everyone dogs on Hackers, but it's just the best. It's the best. Ken also says, Zarek says, the kid wasn't just some random cheater. Oh, he was publishing how-to videos for cheating. I did not. I'm sure that was in the article. That's interesting. And Ken says that the server owner is also a YouTuber that she called the cops on. So that bothers me a little. It feels a little bit like, oh, he's a YouTube star. Like, maybe we can. It's hard to not be conspiratorial about that. That couldn't be the case. Zarek says she doesn't have them at all, Scott. They got his personal information because they DCMA'd his videos. And a field counterclaim. He willingly gave them his personal information by filing a counterclaim. Yeah, they didn't indicate how they got his name.
Well, I don't think the way they got his name isn't the issue. It's the fact that they put it out there. They disclosed
a minor's name in conjunction to a legal matter. Yeah. So, holy smokes. More parenting stuff. We'll have to do a parenting segment once you have two.
Yeah.
Just like gaming parent time.
Yeah, I can hook you guys up.
It was brief, but I've talked about it before. There's a really fun, 6 episodes of podcasting between Will Smith from Tested and Vinny Caravella and Jeff Green, formerly of EA. But it was a dad podcast, and it was a bunch of nerdy dads that would talk about stuff that no one told them. Poopy diapers blown out the back and funny stories. And they had ranges. Jeff Green had a 19-year-old, and all the rest were pretty much new dads. There was a toddler, a newborn, all that kind of stuff. It was just very cool. I don't even have kids, but it was funny to hear stories. I do think kids are hilarious. So
They are.
They do some funny stuff. We were talking about kids' honesty and how brutal they are. I've got a set of friends, and their son is just brutally honest all the time. He came over to my house, and he looks around my backyard. He's like, "Why is your yard so small?" And his dad was like, "Dude," I'm like, "It's my yard isn't that big, especially compared to what he grew up." Yeah. So it's that's totally fine, man. Yeah, good stuff. All right, let's move on in the news.
You should have said because of the underground bunker.
That's why I should have told him.
Mm-hmm.
What, okay, all right. Is this a reference I'm missing?
No.
Okay.
I just said it doesn't go very far out, but it goes down.
But it goes down. Okay, there we go. I'm always second guessing myself. Am I agreeing and I shouldn't be? Do I not know what he's talking about? Because I've totally done that before. I've thought you were talking about something completely different, and jokes went over my head. PUBG, I don't understand how this is happening, is coming to mobile.
Yeah. No, the first time I saw that, I was like, man, I want to play that on my iPhone.
Yeah, I'll hold out for the iPhone version. This early access is for the birds. It's Tencent, of course. It's weird that there are these massive, massive corporations that we're just totally oblivious to.
Right.
They own a third of the world. We use them every day, have no idea. So Tencent is going to bring PlayerUnknown's Battleground as a port in China. I could actually see this working, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many Bluetooth controller options. There are too many ways to play. You can hook up a mouse and a keyboard to a tablet and a phone. I could totally believe this will actually work.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What's not going to be on mobile?
Zinky FX Vajura on the PCFX.
You say that now. If Nintendo blows that virtual console open on Switch someday, maybe. Yeah, Switch still hasn't done the online stuff. It's going to be a real kick in the shorts now that I'm playing Rocket League on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm going to have to start paying $2 a month to play my Rocket League, it's going to be a bummer.
I've noticed that they don't have... is there no virtual console stuff?
Not yet.
On Switch?
Nope.
No? Okay.
It's planned, but they haven't released really any details. Other than, do you remember there was you were going to pay $24 a year and that would be your online services?
Mm-hmm.
But it would also include one SNES game at a time or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's, I guess, been scrapped. Guess they floated that out there and Didn't like what they heard.
Maybe they're teaming up with GameStop.
Hey, GameStop is... They've been outside of the box a little bit lately.
Yeah, that's why they both pulled those in. They're going to merge.
They're going to merge.
The, like, ultimate subscription format service.
Nintendo just buys them in cash. Just like...
Right. Yes.
We read about Arby's. Ken says the YouTuber is Donnie Bobes. And he makes videos about catching hackers and torturing them before he bans them. Trolling trolls is great.
So it was like Jigsaw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On YouTube. I want to play a game.
We're like an episode of Black Mirror. Right. Zarek says, and they're the ones who disclosed his name. He's going back to... He says, did they announce that they were going after him publicly? I'm not sure about that one. Companies rarely announce lawsuits. Yeah, well... Yeah. Zarek says, what would you do to play Rocket League on the go? What's that middle? Oh, Klondike Bar. What would you do?
What would you do?
There you go. That's very good, Zarek. What's up? Caden Does Things. It says, I'll do anything to play Rocket League on the go. Kill a man or two. It's pretty neat. And I bet I could play on if I was in a city, I could tether it to my phone. And with LTE, if you have a good cell phone connection, you could play it theoretically on a bus. If I was in Nashville, staying downtown, I could probably get through the bus playing Rocket League tethered to my phone. It would be probably laggy and crappy, but better than nothing. There's a single player mode. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I just found that out. I heard someone talking about it. They're like, oh, yeah, Rocket League on the go. And someone made a comment about the computer being so bad. I'm like, huh. The computer's there. Cool. I'm sure I interacted with that when I first played the game, but yeah, I had no idea. Tencent, bring Battlegrounds over to mobile.
Oh, dadgummit. I should have made a Cypress Hill reference when we read Caden Does Things.
The what?
Here is something you can't understand. How I can just kill a man.
Is that a song? Or is that in
Cypress
Jump
Hill?
Around? Yeah, what?
Insane in the membrane.
That's a line from that song. And I have no idea.
No, that's a different song, actually, now that I think about it.
Okay. Insane in the Membrane, that's got the Arnold Schwarzenegger line in it. I think. Yeah, it does. Something about that cracked me up when I was a kid. Rapping with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it blew me away. So, he said, oh, yeah, I did know about it. Zarek's reminding me. He said, you did know about that. Remember how I beat the computer 1 versus 3 and it was hard as balls? I do remember that.
Dude.
It was on the hardest difficulty. I remember that. Thank you, Zarek.
That's hardcore.
I do remember him doing that. Yeah, we had a couple fun games. Him and his friend Taste, another Canadian.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's very fun. That was a while ago. I've been playing that game for a long time now. I've got one other story here, Dustin.
Alrighty.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game from Konami, is revered as one of the best arcade games to come out of the 90s. Mm-hmm. Some people say it's the best arcade game of all time. I don't, but some people do.
Some people say
the game still makes money as a coin-op machine.
I believe it.
There's a company in Chicago that I'm an idiot and forgot the name of the company because I just have a YouTube video linked. But there's a YouTuber I like named John Jacobson, and he visited the Raw Thrills factory.
That was it.
And they're making a brand new Ninja Turtles beat-em-up game in the arcade. And this cabinet, and this looks great.
That's the coolest looking cabinet I've ever seen.
It's up there. It's definitely up there. It's striking. It looks perfect. It's what Ninja Turtles should be. That
looks like if somebody made a movie about arcade cabinet, it would look like that.
Yeah, like if Pixar did
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. And
In the Wreck-It Ralph sequel, when he's like the old guy and his video game is being phased out, the competitor that is phasing him out is going to look like that.
yes, absolutely. Like this thing, it looks almost alive. They've got speakers placed in a really cool way. The monitor's enormous.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's got to be. I mean, that's got to be a really high resolution monitor, doesn't it? Because you're playing like a foot away from
Yeah.
a 40-inch, 50-inch TV.
It's got to be like 80K.
Yeah, okay. Actually, it throws me off when you hear about old monitors because they're rated in like 15K or 4K,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a voltage thing or something. But it's funny because you can hear 4K used as a term about an old like 80s arcade machine. Just I don't know. It's funny to me. I just wanted to bring it up because it's cool. It's a preview. The game's not out yet. John Jacobson just got a chance to go check out a preview, which is really freaking sweet. He said the designer said it's going to be about a 45-minute game to play it all the way through. And an arcade, that's
a long time.
It's probably going to be one of those $1 to play game.
Yeah.
And they're probably good. I bet I wouldn't make it to the first level. I'm bad at beat 'em ups. I love them, but I'm bad at them.
I don't know that I would want to stand up for 45 minutes. Just stand there? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because this isn't. You'd still be hunched over a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't really expect that many people to play. If it's designed well, they're not going to be able to play for 45 minutes. It's supposed to make money, right? But it's really cool. It's based on the Nickelodeon license. If you've seen any of the Nickelodeon Turtles that's been out in the last couple of years, surprisingly good show for a Turtles show. Have you seen any of it?
I don't. I saw some new Ninja Turtles. I don't know what iteration it was.
It was on Hulu when it first came out.
I think Solomon and I watched a little bit of it.
I liked it. I've seen worse.
He was kind of iffy on it.
Well, he's almost up there where you can start showing him Ghostbusters all the time on Netflix. Caden brings up a good point. We forgot to talk about this, and I meant to bring it up on other shows, other episodes. He says they're going to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Injustice 2.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I heard people talking about that. This is not the Nickelodeon license in the Injustice. I think I heard someone talk about them looking like the movie Turtles. Like
that's probably not a good idea.
The first one, just model it after it.
The OG movie.
Yeah, not Michael Bay, not Michael Bay. Our first Turtles.
Okay, then I approve. Two thumbs up. Would play again.
But I believe that it's like more of a skin. I don't think each turtle has its own combat sets or anything like that.
Okay,
but it might.
But
hey, better than nothing. I would pick a turtle.
Yeah.
Injustice isn't bad. I played the beta a little bit. There was an open beta a couple weekends ago.
It's kind of like Mortal Kombat, right?
Yes.
That kind of fighting.
Yes.
I like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. You enunciated like Griffin McElroy does. Oh, my brother, and me. So, yeah, I like that a lot of our properties from when we were kids are still so popular. Because when we were kids, it was like that. We had, like, Jetsons was still real popular and on TV a lot, and Yogi Bear and Hair Bear Bunch and all that stuff, and of course Disney movies or Disney stuff. So it's cool that some of the new things that came out when we were kids actually have some legs.
Yeah, it would. If they do that, if you lose as Raphael, he has to scream "damn."
Be the best.
That would be the best thing ever.
And Mike has to say "shell shocked." Good stuff. So, also the Completionist just did his new game plus on Turtles in Time.
I watched that today.
Yeah, it was good. Part of me was thinking. So for those of you that maybe aren't familiar, that video, the completionist is a guy on YouTube that completes video games, and it seems like he breaks his neck doing it.
Yeah.
120 of his episodes, he's no longer allowed to host on his channel, and so he's going back and replaying all of those games and doing a brand new review that doesn't include the reason that those videos aren't up anymore. They're all on archive.org if you want to see the originals, which is cool.
Yeah.
But that means if he's not in the mood for a game, he can go back to his old catalog and just do a New Game Plus episode of a game that he knows that he likes.
Yeah.
But there were some that were brutal that I can't believe he's willing to replay. But this is his second one, I think he's done. Third, maybe. It's cool.
I like the way he says mutant.
Mutant? I gotta listen for that. I'm gonna go back and script it.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. He also says important.
Oh, really? Enunciates it that?
Yeah.
It's
mutant.
Where's he from?
I don't know.
Because there's really interesting. I know when I listen to the Cartoon Retrocast, Jeremy always says adult instead of adult.
Mm-hmm.
He puts it in the stress on a different syllable. I think that's got to be a regional thing, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Midwestern guy.
Yeah.
That's what I say. So yeah, let's talk about the YouTube channel of the week.
Channel of the week. Xeric says Raphael Taunt should be. I mean, come on. How do you guys expect to beat me? That was from the rooftop fight, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yep. Which made me then think about him floating in a tub. What an intense movie that is.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, the only thing that really bothered me was Casey Jones had his mask off too long.
Yeah.
I did not like that. I'm like, come on, show me the mask.
His taunt could be cricket.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, I got to watch that movie tonight, I guess. Holy crap. I still even like the second one, but the first one is...
It's excellent. It's an excellent movie.
There was a wrestler that was Super Shredder. I think Kevin Nash, maybe? And I want to say I just heard Dan Reichert mention this on the Bombcast or Beastcast or whatever. Yeah, it was a wrestler, like a 7-foot wrestler that was Super Shredder.
That's cool.
And I didn't never believe Shredder fully died.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, that was never addressed. They were just in Japan. I'm like, whoa. That sucks.
That movie is garbage.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it when I was a kid, but as an adult, it was pointed out to me. No, I'm like, it can't be that bad. But I bought the 3-pack Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take the time to rip Turtles 3.
There you go.
It does not exist on my computer. I have the disc, but that's it.
Ah, man, the movie.
It takes a lot for me to, if I have the movie, to not just rip it, because it's 4 button clicks, and then I just wait, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Not worth the finger energy.
It's not, no. So yeah, okay. So sorry, we're in YouTube channel of the week. Week.
This week we're doing Brandon Tinold. He does cult horror movie reviews. I
didn't see the massacre. I didn't see 2 in there. I'm like, that's not a. I guess maybe it's a cult movie because it bombed, I believe.
I don't know. That's a good question.
But 2, yes, absolutely, I will.
Yeah. But I'm recommending the video Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He just goes through and like does beat for beat through the movie and does like witty commentary throughout. Really funny.
Hell yeah.
A lot of the movies are stuff I've never heard of, or stuff that I'm aware of through like internet reviews, and I just want to hear his opinion on.
Is it just? I'm sorry. I think you said it, and I don't remember. Is it just like B movies, side movies, or is it B movies that are horror?
So far, it's just been horror movies.
Okay. Have any been like the sci-fi style? Like that low quality?
Not so far.
Okay. My brother loves those. So I'm going to send him this channel to see if he's got reviews about any of the crappy monster movies he's watched.
Yeah. But yeah, the one I'm going to recommend is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I also watched his Demon Knight review. That was excellent. Which was one of the Tales of the Crypt movies that came out. It had Billy Zane in it.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, Jada Pinkett before she met Will Smith.
Billy Zane, is that the Karate Kid bad guy? No, hold on, I gotta see who Billy Zane is. His name?
Billy Zane was the bad guy in Titanic.
I never watched it.
He was the Phantom.
Yes, I know who this guy is.
He was in Sniper with Tom Berenger.
Did not see Sniper.
He was in Demon Knight. I couldn't think of anything else.
You did pretty good. He is also in Back to the Future.
Oh, he was one of the bullies, wasn't he?
I guess he must have been.
Yeah. Man, I can picture him now. That's funny. That's like when you realize that... who was the old Spider-Man? It's like Jake Gyllenhaal's clone.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, when he was in The Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of Lucas's crew.
I've seen that pointed out. Another one that I just had it. Like Elijah Wood in Back to the Future. And Back to the Future 2.
You got to use your hands.
Got to use your hands.
It's baby's game.
Yeah. It's cool seeing those little things pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
So... Billy Zabka?
Yeah, that's the bad guy from Whatchamadoog.
Billy Zabka, let's see. That is William Zabka. Okay. He should have legally changed his name to Johnny. I mean, come on.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Bill Zab.
So Billy Zane is in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
No, Demon Knight.
Demon Knight. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Dennis Hopper is in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he in the first one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of those Tale of the Crypt movies. How many were there? Like 3?
3. There was Demon Knight, which was good. Bordello of Blood, that had Dennis Miller in it.
Okay.
And that was not great. Oh, and Corey Feldman. And then there was a third one that had Tim Curry and Jennifer Grey post nose surgery.
Okay.
And that movie was not great. He reviewed all 3 of those, so you can check those out.
All right, cool. I love that. Hollywood is such a cool, like the spider webs and the tentacles of, like the Kevin Bacon of Hollywood. It's like, oh, that guy it's crazy.
And they're all raping each other.
Oh boy.
Let's not get into that.
No. Although I will say, I can see why a lot of people in the media in Hollywood think that 1 out of 5 women is raped.
Right.
Because to them, that's true.
That's like how you get entrance into the city.
It's like, holy crap. There was
go through the rape line.
It won't make sense because I would have to explain the whole joke, but I made a great Matt Lauer joke to my buddy today. Matt Lauer went to OU. That's where I went to school. So it was a great reference. I was glad he picked it up because there was a lot of nuance. I was banking on him picking up right away from that. But the amount of ha's I got back was like, all right, that hit. Great. If only everybody went to OU with me, I would have blown up Twitter today. So, what have you been playing, man?
So when I think holidays, I think Super Nintendo games.
Yes.
So I played some Super Nintendo games over the break. And one of them was Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
That's a staple on our show. Once every fiscal quarter, that's brought up.
Yeah, that game's still hard as balls. I was surprised at how quickly I forget how to play games. Like I would love to see how, like, if I go back to play Rondo of Blood,
just how much you would,
just how much of that muscle memory is just gone now.
That's Castlevania. That's in your blood.
That's true. So yeah, I played some Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I played it on original Super Nintendo with my Retrovision, my HD Retrovision component cables. It looked awesome.
Yes.
Although it's been so long since I've tinkered with other systems, I forgot my AV setup. So like I was fiddling with settings on my Hauppauge, and then like flipping through all the switches on, because I have like component switches and stuff. And I'm like changing all the settings on the Hauppauge, changing all the inputs, and I'm like, what in the hell? How is this set up? And then I remembered the HD Retrovisions don't work on the Hauppauge. I just plugged it directly into my.
I was gonna say, did
TV.
you get frustrated and say, "Screw this! I'm just plugging it straight into the TV"?
So luckily, I didn't get that far. So I just put it on component on my TV, and I was like, okay, I'm dumb. Here's all the things I need.
Yeah, those cables are still striking.
Yeah,
The fact that that's an unmodded Super Nintendo.
Yeah, original card, original hardware. I love it.
Looks amazing.
And then I wanted to play something RPG-like, RPG-y. And I was like, I want to play Secret of Mana, because if I get far enough in, maybe Solly and I can like co-op it.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I've already played Secret of Mana before. I should play something I haven't played before in my library. So I picked out, because I remember Xeric recommending it, Secret of Evermore.
Which sounds like an awesome new metal band from the 90s.
Right.
Opening for the Deftones. Secret of
Right.
Evermore. Yeah, I remember talking about this game.
So that game is good. It's good despite itself.
Okay, like in what ways is it like rough?
Like one of the okay, so you're like a normal dude with his dog, and you love B horror or B movies, B sci-fi movies. And the first thing they do in the game, which this bugs the hell out of me every time, I found this is one of my pet peeves, is going to any prehistoric level.
Just in games in general?
Yes.
Even Chrono Trigger? You don't like Bila?
Even Chrono Trigger.
I
That's
don't
my
even
least
know.
favorite part of the game.
I don't even know if that's... I'm just remembering the Giant Bomb stream. What is her real name? I said Bila. I know that's not right. Because they changed the first letter of every name to a B.
Is it Lila? I think it's Lila.
Maybe. Because they ended up with like Brog and Bobo and Brono
Right.
and Barley. Like, it turned out really funny. But I forget what Bila's name really was.
I think it's Kyla? Yeah, Kyla Ren. That's it.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so Secret of Evermore. I'm going to come back to Kylo Ren in a second, though.
All right. But yeah, I hate prehistoric levels. I hate it in Turtles in Time. I hate it in Chrono Trigger. I don't like it in this game. Prehistoric levels suck. But, so that's the first thing they do is they drop you in this prehistoric level when you take control. The town that you're first dropped in, it's laid out so weird. Like, I got through the first dungeon before I found the person who sells armor. Like, it's just really out. Like, the inn is up in like the top right corner, and it takes forever to get to. But it's an RPG, so I'm kind of grinding for levels so I'm not getting killed.
Yeah.
So I'm going down, I'm fighting enemies, and then I'm going up, like all the way through. It takes like 30 seconds, 45 seconds to get to the end to use it. You go through this initial area, and the second big area you get in is this sand pit where there are these like dirt devils, and it's like quicksand.
Okay.
So you fall into it, and it spits you out somewhere else. So you fall into it, and it'll spit you out back at the beginning of the level where you entered.
And it's just all random.
I think so. I think it will always one specific. Every whirlpool will send you to the same spot that every time you go into it.
Okay.
But they all send you to different places.
Okay. So you could know where you're going to end up, but you want to avoid them in general, period.
Right.
Are there random battles?
No. It's like the Secret of Mana engine.
Okay.
So it's an action RPG, but with a really weird cadence.
Okay.
Because you swing your sword and hit enemies, and then you have to wait for your power gauge to fill all the way up before you can do maximum amount of damage again.
Okay. That actually sounds pretty fun. That kind of instead of like the Zelda, where Link's just swinging willy-nilly. I like having the deliberate, you got to make this count, can't button mash.
Yeah. But there are really cool systems because you don't have magic. You use alchemy, so you have to have items to make like a fire spell.
Okay.
You collect ingredients, and it's crafting in a SNES game. But I played it for about an hour, and I liked it. I've got through like two boss battles.
The bosses look pretty badass in the spoilers that are on Google Images.
Yeah, I fought like this group of enemies, which I was probably underleveled for, but I just used their pathfinding against them. Like they kept running into this one spot, and I would stop, and I would just chop them a bunch of times.
Oh, damn, man. There's some freaking sweet... I was looking for that multiple tier boss, and I just came across some deviant art that's amazing. Copy image address. I'll put it in chat here for everybody. This looks freaking crazy. And have you spoiled yourself at all with the screenshots of the cover monster? Do you know what that looks like in game?
I think it's the first boss you fight.
That really the red like claw thingy.
Oh,
it's gorgeous. Like the pixel art on this boss is incredible.
Really? I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. That link is broken.
The one that I put in there?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oops, it is broken. I'll get it. Sorry, everybody. I will... Where did I see? There it is. Yeah, that's weird. It said copy image address, and I just put it right in there. I'll try it one more time. Maybe it got taken down. Nope, that's not working. I'll share my screen with you later. Boy, part of me wants to just save this. We might have a thumbnail for this week. Well, they're taking stuff down. Maybe I won't use it. I don't know. But Secret of Evermore. The screenshots and stuff, you can tell it's a Secret of Mana engine.
Yeah.
Like now that you say that, seeing the way he's holding swords and stuff. It looks like a lightsaber almost. It's like a blue sword in this one screenshot.
I'm assuming you go into the future at some point, since I'm in the past. It's kind of different, but it's not necessarily time travel as far as what I'm piecing together so far. But
based on the screenshots I'm seeing, that's got to be accurate. That's
okay.
Maybe dystopian.
Yeah. Ooh, cyberpunk.
Secret
of Cyberpunk Evermore.
He's got. I'm just saying, I see like a robot-looking thing and a bluish sword. So we got the color palette and the like art design associated with it. I don't see any Atari billboards, but I'm sure that's behind you in the lore.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So what else you been playing, man? You got some...
I played some more Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know how much we want to get into that.
I'll give you my amount of moons post-game.
Okay.
Like, they gave me a goal. When I finished and I got credits, they said, collect 120 more moons. I needed that much for the additional content that Marios tend to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got like 20-some to go.
Okay.
And there's like the third or the fourth level where it's kind of outside, but it's like real mechanical. There's like,
yeah.
I don't like that one, that level in general, and that's where I am
Yeah.
right now. I've got to finish getting some moons there. What about you?
So,
Did they give you a number after credits?
I think so. And I'm like, man, I don't even remember my final star count. Maybe I'm getting very close to it.
Okay, we're like, if you go up to the Odyssey thing, the blimp thing, it'll tell you have so many more to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the 20s to go.
Yeah, I think I'm around that too. I haven't hit it yet. I did find an alternate area from the final area.
Okay, I have not.
It just randomly unlocked. Like there was no like, hey, this is open now. I just happened to notice. I don't know how it happened.
I love. I can't wait to like be to the point where I'm done with the game. Where I've hit my limit. To ask you like, so what'd you get that I didn't? Are you still enjoying it?
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty good. My one complaint with it is that, so in Mario 64, there are only 120 stars, which is much less than what we have now.
Yes.
But I remember every one of those stars.
There are definitely some forgettable.
With this, it's just there's a star under every rock, around every corner.
That's a good point. I'm enjoying the grind of getting these last few moons way more than I expected to.
Yeah.
I did not get a lot of those. It's almost like a gray little chimney that you can go down to, like these spare worlds that have a moon in it. And I didn't really go through those my first playthrough, so I'm really enjoying those. Trying to build up to whatever the hell I'm unlocking, whatever this threshold is I need to get to. I'm really enjoying it, and so I haven't played through maybe 3 of these levels again. So I still have a lot of content to kind of comb through.
Yeah,
I really, really, really like this game a lot. Right now, Cuphead and that are like far and away my favorite games from this year.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
So I have run into some levels that are hard as nails.
Yes,
they are hard as nails, and they are awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Excellent,
right?
They're so good.
I love that approach by Nintendo. Like, look, here's the kiddie version. It's fun. Our animation team's going nuts. There are a few crazies out there. The game starts after the credits, and man, it's been good. And it is hard. One that I really struggled with. Have you been to the one where you almost pick up like a puffer fish that's surrounded in like a ball of water, and you can jet up or to the side?
Yeah, that's great.
That was hard as hell. I really struggled with that one. To get the second moon, to get the first one was fine, but the second one I kept running out of steam, like one too late. So out of these like hard as nails, that's not a spoiler. What are ones that jump out to you?
So there are a couple that require really precise navigation without the assistance of Cappy.
Like when like there's just invisible blocks and stuff, like that kind of thing.
So one level that I found was,
I think we can spoil the like hard as nails, because that's not a reveal. That's about satisfyingly getting through it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a level where it's a path of bricks, and there are bullet bills along the whole thing.
Oh, I loved this level.
And you had to like run real fast to get around it and get a key and then come all the way back. And the whole time bills are firing at you. If they hit you, they knock you off, of course. But they're also destroying the level.
Well, I threw my hat on the big bullet bill.
Okay.
And rode it all the way back to the end.
So this is one of the levels you can't use Cappy. So I think it's an alternate level from that level.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I definitely did the key one. And there was a really cleverly hidden... There's 2 moons in that one.
Mm-hmm. So in this one,
I could have sworn
Good.
There's got to be an alternate one. Because I could have sworn I threw a cap on that giant one.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's an alternate, harder version of that level.
Oh, yes.
Where
I love hearing that.
To open the door, you have to throw Cappy on a statue and then walk in. So you are without Cappy the entire time.
Okay, yeah, I definitely did not do that.
So what I finally ended up doing was I went across the top to get to the second secret star and fell down to where the big giant bullet bill is.
Yeah.
And you had to make a series of long jumps, like 10 in a row, where you run and you jump and you hit the first platform and you have to jump, like 10 times.
Dude, I struggle with that crouch jump.
Uh-huh.
I struggle with that, man. Yeah. I'm really bad at using Cappy as a springboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was a moon I was trying to get by using my cap to knock posters off a wall.
Mm-hmm.
It took me ages to finally...
Yeah.
And I felt like I just got lucky. Like,
yeah.
brute force, I happened to hit the right pixel, and it worked out for me.
Same.
But I was trying to, like, throw the cap off of, like, the side of a hill so I could jump from the hill onto the cap. But Cappy that would make me throw it downwards. So I'd have to... So I was trying to jump and then throw Cappy right before I landed and then do the long jump off Cappy... or off the hill onto Cappy up to where I could then hit the poster.
Yeah.
You didn't need to do that. There was a cactus right next to it that you just could climb up, but it's just neat that that's even possible to make it that hard. Let's see here. Okay. We got an email from Demez.
Cool.
Back and forth, though. It's not fan mail, but I'm still talking about what he's doing. It's pretty cool. I'm excited to get to these alternate levels. Maybe you did collect more than I did. Like, maybe in 20 moons, I'll get, like, a notification that there's other stuff to do. Or maybe then I'll have alternate levels.
Maybe, but I still don't think I'm at that level that they said, hey, if you get to this level. I'm pretty sure I still have, like, 10s left to go.
Okay. Well, that's if the game keeps me with more stuff to play, I'll keep playing it.
Yeah.
I did that with 3D Land, and I adore this game. Like, I did that one. Cool. And then you've been playing something else?
So much Breath of the Wild. So much Zelda Breath of the Wild. Holy cow. Okay, so we were decorating for Christmas, and I finally moved the Switch in here into my office. And when I did that, I was like, you know what? I need to get back to Breath of the Wild. I need to play some of that. And I stayed up 2 days in a row. I was playing it until midnight.
Which is crazy for you.
On a work day.
On a work day, you're up till midnight.
Yes. I was up past midnight because I had to get ready for bed and then go to bed. So, like, yesterday morning, I was literally, like, two-handing coffee. Like, I have 2 to-go cups for coffee, and I filled both of them up and went to work.
I had a customer support rep that just said to me, I'm on 3 hours of coffee and 1 cup of sleep or something like that. as a joke. I was like, that's pretty funny, man. I like that. Gonna have to use that. So yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So I've been playing it like an idiot for basically the beginning of this whole beginning of this week, and but I finally completed my plan.
Okay.
And that was to find enough shrines to... is this spoilers?
To go to Ganon without taking on any of the beasts?
No.
Okay.
To get the Master Sword.
Oh, so that you don't have to deal with broken
weapons. Yep.
I need to do that. I think that's where I'm stuck. I've been too damn stubborn to leave a boss fight that I'm not prepped for.
Okay.
And it's crushed the game for me. Like, I haven't went back to it, and every time I do, I get frustrated. Spend a half hour. I just need to leave.
So I did 40 shrines.
Okay.
I got 13 hearts.
Isn't that the number? Isn't 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I got the Master Sword. So now I always have... So it's not necessarily... If you use it enough, you have to wait for like a 10-minute period.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't break. You always have it. And in doing so, I don't know. So I'm curious how they do it, because I feel like now I'm fighting stuff that gives me better weapons. I don't know if it's just geographically. Like, if I make it to a certain point, they expect me to be like high enough to get, because I'm picking up like really great weapons. And those break less, they cause more damage.
Yeah.
So I have a surplus of weapons. I found a bunch of Korok seeds, so I unlocked a bunch of slots for those weapons.
Okay.
So I have a pretty good surplus that way also. I went around, I unlocked the entire map, so I can warp around as I need.
That's awesome.
Oh goodness, what was I going to say before that? I unlocked the entire map, Korok seeds. I got slightly better armor. I got the champion set.
Nice.
Or the champion tunic.
Yeah.
And I upgraded that one level. So that really helped in the defense. And then after that, after I finally got the Master Sword, I went to Zora's Domain.
All right. That's how I'm going to approach the game. I'm not going to do any other crap until I get that Master Sword.
Yeah.
I just had a thought and lost it.
Oh.
It couldn't have been that good of a thought.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
I don't think we're going to trick my brain.
One of these days it's going to work.
It does. It does work. I think it's like right there. What? Crap.
In the champion tunic, I mentioned all the map, getting hearts, doing shrines.
It was around the map discussion. Maybe it'll come back to me. Yeah, the game is big.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
There it is.
If I were to make a guess, I think that the design of the drops of weapons is geographically based.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying that is, anecdotally, that's how it worked for me, but that's not where I'm basing my guess on. It's because while they were designing the game, I had heard that they used the same methodology that they did for the 8-bit game. The original one. And those weapons are all geographically based. And they did expect you to find it and be prepared when you got there for that stuff. So I'm going to assume that it's geographically based because I heard that. So
I think so, Zarek. Don't you need 13 hearts to get the magic sword in original Zelda? I think that's right. I think it's 7 for the...
I think it's only... I think it's only 5 for the white one.
Okay.
And the magic sword. Yeah, I think 13 is it because it'd be 3. I think it's 3 on the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's 10 on top, 3 on the bottom.
Yeah, I think that's right. And that's how I play that game. Is immediately go bomb walls to get the white sword with 2 quick hearts, and then do everything I can to get the last remaining ones, and take an efficient way. Because you need like the raft or the ladder thing to get a couple of hearts and whatnot. But it's pretty easy to get that magic sword.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do was to go in is it the 8th dungeon that has the master key?
Yes.
And then you can just open any unlocked door?
Yeah, it is 8. It might be 7. I'm pretty sure it is 8.
Just do that and break the game. That's great.
Let's go right to there.
Yeah.
Well, but good for you being able to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like... Because 8's easy to get to, right? Isn't it just...
I think so.
Is that the one that's located right by the graveyard? There's like a big wide mouth to go in, or is that 6?
I can't remember. Man, it's been so long since I played that.
I know one's got the dragon and is easy, and it's kind of on an island or a peninsula. 2 is in the green area in the southeast. 3 is kind of straight south of where you originally were. Like, you know, there's that ferry that you can go to. You go straight down from there, that first ferry. You get 3 that way. 4, you need the raft to get to. Is that right? 5,
Maybe?
you have to keep going up and up and up by the waterfall. Yeah, I think you get the raft in the 3rd level and then go off a port to get to level 4. 9's, of course, you bomb that near all the... What are those called? Half man, half horses?
Centaur?
Yeah, all the zapping centaurs.
What are they called? Lilan?
No, 8. I think 8 you burn a bush that's got like a one solid row of... you know what I'm talking about?
That corresponds with what Zurich says.
Oh, does it? 8 is a bush, I think. Yeah, okay. And I wasn't cheating, Zarek. I didn't get that. Yeah, 6 is the wide mouth entrance that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, 8. There's like a brown version where if you bomb the bush, either nothing happens or you get like 100 coins or something, or 100 rupees. And there's an identical layout but green, and the green has the level 8.
Okay.
It's like this. There's like a single row, and you can't get from one side of the screen to the other. You have to go up and around. And like the second bush down, I think, is it.
What do you have to do to get the rings?
Just you buy them with rupees. At least the red one. The red one, you need 250 rupees, and you can just go buy that. That's what I do right away. I grind out those as well. And then the blue one, I think you get in level 9. I don't think you get that until you're on Death Mountain or in Death Mountain.
Is it red then blue?
I thought it was red then blue, but it might be blue then red.
So maybe blue is, if that case, it would be blue is the one you buy and red is the one that you find.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't remember. There's just there's way up north. There's like 6 of those statues that come alive, and one of those, I think the middle top row, has the ring you can buy for 250 or whatever.
Okay.
Man.
But man, yeah, I got the Master Sword and I beat the first Divine Beast in Zora's Domain.
Zora's, okay. I like these boss fights. They're long, but I kind of like how you manipulate the level, and there's some puzzly elements to the boss, and I like that.
It's so good.
Blue's first. It's blue then red.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You're getting me all excited to go play Zelda.
Yeah, you should. You should go find, like, I picked up, I didn't pick anything up. I looked online and found a map with all the shrines on it and just went and just plugged away at shrines. One of the shrines I did was a major test of strength. And I thought I was going to be underleveled for it, but I used my tactics. That's actually accidentally figured out you could do a like a jumping strike.
Really? Like, how'd you
Yeah.
accidentally figure that out? You were just shaking your thing in frustration?
I I think I went to hit the attack button and like flailed and hit the jump and then the attack button.
Hell
And
yeah.
he did like a front flip hit with a. I found a royal claymore somewhere.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was all Mario forever, and hearing you talk about Zelda, it's unbelievable that the fact that that can be on the go.
Right.
That's incredible to me.
Yeah.
The saving system is smart. The navigation system's smart. That's a hardcore game though. That's a very difficult.
It is.
Uh, you got to spend time on this kind of game where Mario's got a way lower barrier to entry.
That game reminds me so much of Dark Souls that I accidentally use my scope when I try to lock onto an enemy. Because the Dark Souls lock on is you press the right stick. So I'll get into a fight and I'll hit that right stick and I'll hit the scope and it'll like start zooming in. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
God, what's the left click do? The left click does something, and I inadvertently do that all the time because I push too hard. Yes, that's what it is. It's sneak. So I'm constantly trying to get away from somebody, and I'll jam up on the joystick, and I'll crouch, and it's like, ah. But that's my fault. Like, that's not a game error. That's me not being delicate. So
I've spazzed out quite a few times myself. That game is so good, it makes me want to play other Zelda games.
Johnny Millennium just releases updated best games of all time list, and that's now his favorite game of all time. That's pretty wild.
But I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. It's Phantasy Star.
You just think that he's just caught up in the hype, the adrenaline's still going.
I think because it's so recent for him.
So
it's number one.
In 20 years, when he's 60, you don't think it'll be? He'll leapfrog back Phantasy Star then.
I think like next year when the Switch is just another system, he's gonna think, no, Phantasy Star's better.
The Switch really is a phenomenal video game system. If all you want to do is play video games, it's really, really good.
If Nintendo, I think I've said it last podcast. It's been more than 5 minutes, so I don't remember. But if Nintendo keeps doing what they're doing, this will be their return to form.
It's crazy. Like using the Joy-Cons in the intended way and playing Mario Kart with my second cousin or whatever, my cousin's kid. And my brother and I played a little bit of Neo Geo Golf. Like just on my grandpa's table, on his kitchen table. Oh, that's my grandpa that had the pun tree, the cartridge in a bear tree. That old picture. Yeah, that's great. I guess any other thoughts on? We've been going for 2 hours. You can tell we've been gone for a week.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild. What else? It's excellent. It has characters. Like there are characters in it. There aren't just people that are like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a quarter of a heart eventually." Like there are people who serve purposes, who are like fleshed out and
you could almost like in Skyrim, how like this or in The Witcher or something. These exist whether I was around them or not. It feels more lived in than that.
Right.
Than a regular NPC.
I was thinking about this last night. This is the best part. Nintendo finally broke the seal on Zelda. It's no longer just another Ocarina of Time. Like this is a modern Zelda game, and they can't go back on it now.
Yeah, it'll be like totally like nicely fractured. But this was so good, we can wait another 5-6 years or whatever it's going to take for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's some DLC out, but there's going to be some content DLC coming. I got to be ready for that, right?
Mm-hmm. And I'm super excited to beat the game because I know on YouTube someone has gone, like they start it, they get the kite, and then they just go beat the game. they beat Ganon with like a stick and an apple or something. And I cannot wait to see that video.
Yes. Zarek says, have either of you gone to the southeast part of the map? It's one of my favorite areas. Maybe. I doubt it. Just because I'm having a hard time.
Area, I think.
I probably haven't.
Okay.
I've beat Zora's domain, the Goron Mountain domain, and I'm currently in like a desert like boss. So I've got the desert boss and then one other area, which is probably that southeast area. Yeah, it's great. And then maybe we can finally have the spoiler cast with Zarek. Like a year and a half late, but whatever. Zarek's got a steel trap for a mine, so he's okay. You and I are the ones that we got to get it right as we're finishing.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Gosh. Like a week later, I'll be like, I don't know. I think I used the club.
Were there 5 bosses? So I have I bought Titanfall 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it was $20 for the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
The extreme everything edition. That game is really, really fun. All I'm playing is the campaign. I'm not I doubt I even launch multiplayer. Maybe I will out of curiosity. Mm-hmm. But all I've played of Titanfall was the first game's beta. Man, Titanfall 2 is just... I see why people love Call of Duty so much. I get it. The shooting feels really, really good. And there's like kind of like ultimates. Like you get different loadouts for your Titan, different guns. Okay. But you can have like an ultimate ability. And there's one that's like 2 giant like Gatling guns come over each of my shoulders and just like chug like. And the way that they design like the vibration controls and the sound design, it's like Paul Verhoeven designed like a like this is what Ed 209 sees, and it's just like boom, boom. It's like wow, it just feels good. And then there's some very fun like not portal directly because you're not like teleporting, but really cool uses of the terrain, just that are fun to do. Like you're wall running and jumping around on stuff. It doesn't really serve a narrative purpose. It's just fun. And they'll come up with some bullshit reason that you're separated from your Titan. And you go do these like cool, fun levels like by yourself. And then you get this reward of being in the Titan and you're just like, and it's like, this is fucking sweet. I'm really liking Titanfall 2. It's too bad that it didn't do absolute gangbusters. Because I think, and it's my style of game as far as duration. I think it's an 8 to 10 hour campaign. That's my sweet spot.
Yeah.
So, Titanfall 2, big thumbs up, well worth the $20 so far. I'm about an hour and a half in only, and I can't wait to see just how it plays out. There's good character development even with your robot. Like even up front, like he's got some personality and stuff, and there's a slight reason to care. I'm impressed. Yeah, and then also Rocket League on the Switch, totally good enough.
Put that on the box.
I guess that's how people reviewed Doom too. Like, yep, this passes. So I got a Mario Kart, and it's kind of cool. It's Mario themed. Mm-hmm. And in the Switch, I am gold ranked. And on PC, it's killing me to get out of silver. Like I'm bronze silver. Like that's all that I am. And so my platform of choice is currently Switch. Also, I think Nintendo must have muted chat. There is no text chat in the Switch version. So all the times I'm getting yelled at, I can't tell. It's great.
Awesome.
So Rocket League on the Switch is $20. It's really good if you haven't played Rocket League. It's great. So, hey, Ether. How do you say your name? You're positive it's Ether?
I think so.
Okay.
I would bet 2 copies of Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball on Super Nintendo.
I'll bet you my Manard autograph that it's on author. Aether. Yes, Eric. Like, I guess it sounds dismissive, but it's not. Like, I adore Rocket League, and it's good enough on the Switch. I'll keep playing Rocket League on Switch. So, Stargate.
He said after dinner in Stargate. I figured he was playing on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, I didn't see him write Stargate in the chat. So for me, that was extremely random.
Look what I got.
Of course, you would have Stargate on Genesis. I didn't know that was a game. It makes sense because it was a big movie at that time. My parents loved the TV show with MacGyver.
Yeah.
Richard Dean Anderson. Another famous OU alum. Hopefully he's behaved himself.
Oh, man, was that one of the classes at OU? Just like
MacGyver, like it was in the engineering department.
Dude.
They really should, instead of Stockard, whatever the engineering building name is, it just needs to be renamed MacGyver Hall. Yes, he worked at this little like sundry little cigarette and magazine shop. It was like a little tiny hallway, and there was a picture of him above the register, like signed and stuff, because he was a college kid just working a convenience store job, and the owner of the convenience store is still there, and it's the same stuff. So it's neat to see. It was cool to go in there and be like, hey, that's MacGyver. That's fucking cool. So yeah, that's that stuff. All right, let's get to feedback, and then we will call it a show.
All right.
It's pronounced ether. You're correct. It's Greek. Very cool. Well, Dustin, you've proved again you're smarter than I am.
It's all Greek to me.
You are now. You're now what, like 200 and some episodes, proving you're better at references. I got a Enema. Maybe I'll just start saying tools names. Enema. He combined the pronunciations for something. I forget what exactly it was for. All right, let's talk about old comments, right?
It was a mixture of anima and enema.
It was enema. That was definitely part of it. Why am dude, I'm totally lost on where I'm supposed to find our comments. There we go. I clicked away to John's Arcade. That's what it is. So, before we get to the full comments, I just want to mention real briefly, Damez sent us a jaw-dropping rig for mining Bitcoins.
Right.
He has like 14 graphics cards. It's insane. He sent us a picture. So he has got 14 GeForce cards. They're all 1070s and 1060s. They were brand new. That's incredible. And one motherboard.
Right.
Supports 14 graphics cards. That exists. What kind of psychotic PC enthusiast over at like Gigabyte or whatever got that through approval?
Some Estonian Bitcoin miner did that.
He says, stone mine, I get it. He says right now he's producing around $1,200 to $1,300 US in Bitcoin per month. It's like, damn. But Bitcoin just had its bubble burst today, so we'll see how that recovers. However,
it's his fault.
It pretty much is.
He made too many Bitcoins. The market fell out.
That's not how it works. You don't make Bitcoins. You discover them.
No.
Okay.
Because then my joke doesn't work.
Yeah, Eric's like 14. What the fuck? And yeah, it's crazy.
I bet Crysis looks great on that rig.
There was a great article just recently on PC Gamer, like about Crysis being the last of like that just no one can run it. It's overkill kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Can It Run Crisis. Huh. This looks like something you'd see on Linus Tech Tips. Like those giant YouTubers that just have so much crap sent to them that they're like, all right, we're going to have an 8-person gaming machine in one system. So we're going to make videos about that. But Dumbass also, let's see. I don't remember. What was our last episode? Jack Black. Okay. He says, dudes, Frank Welker, Megatron, should do Wario. Or is it Frank Weller? I think it is Welker.
Yeah. Peter Weller. Frank Welker.
Yeah. I would like that voice as a Wario. I could see that.
That sounds like one of those, is it metaphors or analogies? That Frank is to Welker as Peter is to...
Oh, yes, the ACT or SAT stuff. I don't know. It's not a metaphor. I know that.
So it must be analogy.
Yeah, analogy. It's got to be. Is it? Yeah. I don't know. We're done with school. We don't have to worry about that.
We don't have to worry about standardized aptitude any longer.
No longer. Ether says, I'd like to see James Earl Jones as Wario.
That would be
I'd be down for like a big booming voice like that. Like I always picture him as like more wily, you know?
Right, yeah.
But
yeah.
But I'd be down for a James Earl Jones take on Wario.
Like James Earl Jones by way of James Cagney.
Wait.
See?
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, it's like the Tommy gun shooting stuff, right? Yeah.
Everything the light touches is ours, see? Man.
Gosh, yeah. That was a lot of fun going through and casting a Mario movie. My brother and I used to love to do that. We used to try to cast the X-Men movie because we loved the cartoon.
Okay.
To show you the age I was at that time, I wanted Pamela Anderson as Rogue.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that we did have Picard as, right? Was that Patrick Stewart's? Was he Picard?
Mm-hmm.
Then we had him because he was bald and looked like Professor X. Like, he was an obvious choice even back then. I don't remember anybody else. I just remember Pam Anderson as Rogue. And because it was jarring when Rogue was young in the movies. I'm like,
yeah,
I really had that way off because she was like a full-grown like woman in the cartoons.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Zarek says another no-brainer. Another great no-brainer on the Switch is to download Kamiko. It's only $5 and it's very fun. A quick, short play, but you can play it through 3 full times as different characters, and it's totally different each time. He says, and check out Mr. Shifty as well. It's awesome and cheap. So,
have you seen Mr. Shifty?
I
think you'd like. Well, I don't know if you'd like it, but it looks a lot like what do we call it? Hotline Miami.
Oh, all right. I will check it out.
Yeah, Hotline Miami with teleportation. That's what it looks like.
All right. Yes. If it is like that, I know you can only comment on it looks like that, but if it is like that, you are right. You can be pretty confident in your guesses of my video game taste, I think.
Yeah.
I think you can pretty much be like, oh yeah. So you don't have to hold back. You can make those kind of assumptions. I think that's fair. All right, so he's got one other. Oh yeah, he also says Morgan Freeman playing God again. Yeah, Morgan Freeman was an excellent God, and Bruce Almighty or whatever.
The only thing I remember from that is when he made
the sticky notes.
No, it was whoever played Michael Scott on what's his name?
Oh yeah,
when he made him just say random crap during the newscast.
Steve Carell.
Yeah, that part, man. which is great because I can just YouTube that and I don't have to watch the movie anymore.
Yeah, I just remember the sticky notes, like taking over Jim Carrey. Like he just wanted to write a sticky note down for everything, and there was a really trippy shot of him, just in all post-it notes. Like the whole room and he are covered in post-it notes. I don't know, it always stood out to me. All right, we got one other comment from Tony. Yes.
He says, comment number 1. Hey, guys. This is only comment 2, so that's even more funny. Hey, guys. Hope you're having a great week.
It's his only comment, too. I didn't
even mean to do that.
See? Yeah.
Even though I'm writing this a day before Thanksgiving. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say, it's not common that you don't have an intended pun.
Right. I think like that would be... I would hang up my boots at that point. Well, my pun boots.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens to the best of us. It was a mistake.
Crap, I lost my place. Even though I'm writing this a day before Thanksgiving, by the time you read it, the day will be gone. So I will say that I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. You did. Yes. Scott, glad you were getting into guitar tinkering and awesome about Fender customer service. You guys are cracking me up with the music discussion. I put my CDs away. That should have been like the first third of the show right there.
I forgot to get mine. I hopefully I remember to put them right here so we can have take 2 next week.
I just show you a CD and you have to guess what it is.
I think I'd be decent at that.
Yeah, you did an awesome job last time.
I bought a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ritual. We used to do it on Tuesdays during big albums. We would forego our lunch break and go buy CDs at the music store on release days. And because our cafeteria couldn't handle the volume of students, so you were just told to leave school, or you could bring your own lunch, but they couldn't handle it was all optional. Theoretically, everybody could go get a hot lunch at school. But if you have the option of McDonald's and Subway and a Chinese restaurant and whatnot, you took that opportunity. And so sometimes we'd go buy CDs.
Get that Weezer CD.
Sore subject.
Too soon, sorry.
No, I hated how overrated everything after Pinkerton was. It's got Hash Pipe on it and all that, and Island in the Sun. There's another album. The green and the red ones, garbage. Pinkerton and Blue, really good albums.
Which one was the one with Buddy Holly on it?
Blue.
Okay, that was the only one I'm familiar with.
Pinkerton had like Only in Dreams, I think. No, that was 10 on Blue.
Yeah.
It had Pink Triangle on it. Across the Sea. I don't know. I like that one more. But there were really obnoxious kids that thought Weezer was the greatest thing ever. And they would use the Green Album as evidence. And it's like, come on. Dude, like, Lateralis came out like right around there. Radiohead had Kid A and Amnesiac come out around then. A Perfect Circle released an album then. Deftones had White Pony around then. DJ Cutman had Introducing out for a while. Like, it was like, come on, really? You're going to throw the Weezer Sellout record at me?
Shadow.
What did I say?
Cutman.
Oh, fuck. I'm looking. I've still got it pulled up, the Cutman intro song. I must say, yes, DJ Shadow. Sorry. I don't know. There was a lot there. So, okay, I've interrupted.
I love Dustin showing off the case logic. Man, that brings back memories. Scott, your CD burner story reminds me of a story. My sister bought me a $300 CD burner, and my buddy shows up with a case logic full of 200 plus CDs. Let me refresh there we go. And said, let's burn these. I borrowed them from Jared. Unfortunately, it took about 2 hours to burn one CD. The speed back then. Glad you guys discussed Battlefront 2. Boogie2988 has great thoughts on the game and ways to fix it. I've enjoyed his videos on the topic.
Yeah, I like Boogie a lot. It's a good dude. Either says, did you know that in the state of Arizona, it is illegal to have a llama and a goat in a bathtub on the highway at the same time?
Yeah, of course.
Kentucky's got a weird ice cream rule that's on the books. Like, not allowed to have ice cream in your back pocket. Like, there's a really bizarre rule like that. Either that's crazy enough, I'll believe that. I won't even ask
Do you
the
think
citation.
it was some lawmaker who was like, damn, I've made 99 laws this year. I need one more. What can I do? Ice cream in the back pocket. There it is. 100.
And or and he's like, you know what? My neighbor always drives that goddamn truck, and he totes around in his bathtub instead of a normal trailer, either his goat or his llama. Or he should choose goat or llama. It's a mess. That's really weird. Either just as Arizona is weird. I'm buying that, I guess. We have a little llama farm here in Findlay. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Why are llamas up here? And why are... It was because Winamp was a big deal. That's why it really stood out to us. We thought that the llama MP3 that came with Winamp was really whips the llama's ass. What the hell was that? You know what I'm talking about? Winamp.
Just barely.
It really kicks the llama's ass or something like that.
Just barely.
Gosh, I forget. All right, everybody. I think that is going to be it. Oh, I guess he's in Arizona. He says it's 80s and 90s right there, and it's early winter. Yeah,
Those are good decades. So
yeah.
Enjoy the new wave.
Yeah, I couldn't put another black on top of that joke. When he said high, see, I read it like I was slightly dyslexic. I read it high in the 80s and 90s, not in the high 80s and 90s.
Right.
So I thought he was making like a Fast Times at Ridgemont High joke or something like that. So all right, well, that's gonna be it for the show this week, everybody. This was a long episode. If my brother is listening, I apologize. He gave me some feedback on our podcast over the holiday break.
Was it stop?
No. It was
Good.
It'd be really great if you could shorten it a little bit. It's because he listens to other podcasts, and I think he's got a little completionist in him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dude, just skip it.
Yeah.
I told our good buddy Kevin that I'm like, just skip the last 3 episodes. He said he hadn't listened in a while. I'm like, just skip them. They were the best we've ever done, but just skip them. So, all right. Well, hey, Yasha Kitten, thanks for hanging out all night. Appreciate it. Oh, Grim Reaper, good to see you. Sorry we're wrapping up. I can't believe we're still recording. So, that's going to be it for the show this week. Unless, Dustin, you have any other final thoughts?
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Yeah, your voice is cracking. We're losing him.
Stargate.
We're leaking oil. Stargate. Get it on eBay. I think I'm going to start streaming again soon. Like, I saw someone playing Bubble Bobble.
Ooh.
I'm like, I've got that game on Famicom Disk System. I need to play that on our channel. And like Cyborg Justice that Zarek talked me into playing. I need to take 5 minutes, watch a YouTube video on how to play that game, and go play some Cyborg Justice.
That's right.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, if you'd like to follow us on social media, just use our name, Classic Leet. That's Classic L337. We want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest. We use it as our intro music. If you want to find the audio version of our podcast, you can find all of them on our website, classicleet.com. Or if you have a podcast catcher, we should be available anywhere like iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, SoundCloud, all that kind of stuff. We're pretty easy to find. I use Beyond Pod on Android, and it's worked great and easy to find. Are the social media accounts that we are on with the username Classic Leet are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you'd like to support the show, please share or review us positively somewhere. Subscribe if you're on YouTube or anything like that. And you can also use our Amazon links that are available in the descriptions of our podcast. And it will... Oh, Dustin, I figured out our storefront thing.
Okay.
I got to update this. So if you go to amazon.com/shop/classicleet, it's a curated list of our stuff. So, yeah, I guess starting now, if you that'll just be our affiliate link. And if you go to Amazon through that link, it'll come to a curated list for us. But anything that you would purchase, we'll get a small commission from, no matter what. But I put some of our favorite games on there, game systems we like. I did put our mics that we use and our arm rigs. So I put our podcasting equipment up there. Basically the stuff that we use to produce the show. So if you're interested in any of that, we'll have that linked, and it's amazon.com/shop/classicleet. I don't know why we got approved for the influencers program, but we did. So thank you, Amazon. For music this week, this is by a group called the Relay Brothers, and it's the jungle theme from Contra, done in a nice variety of styles of music. It starts off as kind of jazzy, and then there's like some drum and bass. There's some rock. It's some bluesy stuff. It's like just straight techno-y kind of feel. But so they do a nice 4 or 5 minute mix of a bunch of different genres of music that they put together. It's excellent. I really, really enjoyed it. So
that's awesome.
Man, I love what the internet has done for musicians. It's really cool stuff. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for the show this week. Again, if you're still listening, God bless you. And that's going to be it for episode 256, and we'll see you next week for episode 257.
Boosh.
Oh, I waved when I stopped the recording. I'm not shutting down the stream just yet. Everybody in chat, thank you very much for stopping by. Zarek, always good to see you, man. Oh, we forgot to talk about Neo. Oh, well. I'm going to put that on the show notes because both of us got to watch him play Neo this week. So Zarek's Neo. Neo, Zarek. All right, Zarek, we're going to talk about our watching you play Neo next week for sure. Because, yeah, Dustin, it looks like a game for you. Yeshi Kitten, Grim Reaper, good to see you. Ether, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, man.
It was really, really nice to have everybody here. And I think Caden is gone, but Caden, thanks a lot to you as well. All right, everyone, have a good night. I'm shutting down the stream, and we'll see you next week.